Hello. Hi, Eileen.
Hi, how are you? Hi, everybody.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm really happy to be here today. Thanks for having me over here at AngelSense.
Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning, everyone who's joining us live on Facebook.
Hi, how are you? Hi, everybody.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm really happy to be here today. Thanks for having me over here at AngelSense.
Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of echo. Just saying hello to everybody who's joining us. Good morning, everyone who's joining us.
Hi. There's a little delay, folks, so be patient with us.
We're just going to wait for a few people to get on.
Okay. Hi, Javi.
We're saying
Hi, Ira. My mom's here. Hi, Mom.
Oh, that's so cute. Hi, Javi. Hi, Ira. Hi, Eileen's mom. Does she join all your videos?
She peeks in. I can't hide too much online.
Great. Hi, Una. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Great. So we're just building an audience, saying good morning to everyone. Welcome. We have Eileen from Autism with a Side of Fries joining us today, and we're so glad you could all join us. And we're just going to wait just another second just so that we can have some more people log on and say hello.
They must be getting their coffee. That's what it is. They're getting their coffee. They're going to come on over and have a chat.
How was your morning? How did your morning go so far?
Pretty good. Got kiddo off to school without any fuss, so that's always a good morning. Started early though.
Yeah.
He was up early this morning, yeah. I was telling everybody on my page, come over and see me with my eye bags. He was up at 4:30 this morning, so
Right.
Woo.
Wow. Yeah, that's early.
You know, I'm used to it after all these years.
Yeah. We all adjust to what we have to.
Exactly.
Okay, we have Crystal joining us from Ottawa. Great to see you.
Crystal.
Hi, Crystal. That's great.
This is a cool setup. I'm seeing the comments come, and it's very high tech. I like it.
Yeah, I love it. Really neat. I love to just also show, we can choose and say hi to people. Great. So everyone that's joining us, thank you again. It's really great to be here today. I'm here with Eileen, who is from Autism with a Side of Fries, and she is going to answer some questions today. And I think we're just gonna get started. Hi, Penny, okay. Welcome.
Thank you. Ready to start. Let's go.
Okay, so you have been using AngelSense for a while now. So I would really love it if you could just share why, as an autism mom, you felt that you needed such a product.
My son started a brand new school last year. And part of the program is they do a lot of, especially where he is, he's 13 years old. So they're doing a great emphasis on independent living skills and being out in the community. So every other week, he takes a multi-stop classroom trip to do food shopping and buying supplies for the school store. There's literally 4 to 5 stops.
Wow.
You know, a lot could happen. There's a potential for a lot to go wrong with that. And I really love having AngelSense because it allows me to have that extra security of I know exactly where he is when he's out on all these trips. I know the time, I know the bus speed, which, boy, I love that. But, you know, my son has limited communication skills. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you have a child that has communication problems like that, you wind up having to be their eyes, their ears, their voice. But if I'm not physically with him, how can I do that? And having AngelSense allows me to have that in a sense. I have the ability to be able to listen in and hear his surroundings. I have the ability to call him and speak to him or the people that are with him to say what he can't in that moment. So that's why it's so valuable to me, because I can be there even when I can't be there. And I think that's priceless. You can't beat that with anything.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I know exactly how you feel. So not exactly, but it's close. So I'd like to just talk about the design of the product a little bit, because a lot of people that are watching might not know what AngelSense is, and I'd like you to just touch on, you know, how well does the design meet your needs as far as expanding on what you just said, but also, just how does it meet your needs?
For us, it's working perfectly. It's, you know, not big. It's about the size, I say, of a small flip phone. What I was most impressed with is its ability to stay pinned to whatever you pin it to. I'll admit, when I got the product and they said, "Oh, you use these pins to attach it to the cloth that you're attaching it to," I'm like, "Oh, he's going to get that off, please." Yeah. He can't. He's tried. Trust me. I made him. Like, come on, really? Let's see what you can do. And a lot of autism parents can tell you there's child-proof and there's autism-proof, and not many things are autism-proof. Right. This might be autism-proof because it's been dropped, it's been sat on, it's been, you know, bumped all over. Still working. So this might be one of those few autism-proof products. For the winter time, I put it in his winter coat pocket. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take up any room. He's fine with it that way. In the summertime, I'll slide it into his backpack for going to school. But it's also easy enough that you can just stick it on a belt, you know, on the belt of a pants. For us, it works out great. And I can't say enough good things about the way it's designed. It's designed to be indestructible. So
yeah, we really took that into consideration, the definite wear and tear. Great, yeah. I can just see some people are mentioning how they wear their AngelSense. So I'm just gonna do a little shout out. So Penny uses the vest, which is actually, we have an undershirt that has a pocket in it, and so you can put it on the back, or you can put it on the front. So that's something that we just launched, and we're definitely getting really good feedback from our users. If you actually think your son can use one, I can send you one if you want to try it out.
No, I think he's good with what he's got, but that's great though. I mean, that's awesome. Like if you're doing toilet training, that can be a real help, you know, with doing the pant removal. Yeah. So that's really great. So
yeah, definitely. So you mentioned before that you use it mostly for the bus rides. So yes. Could you just share what was it like before you used AngelSense, and you know, what was it like for him? What was the experience for him in the past with the school bus or something specific?
Again, it was a case of things were happening on the bus that I didn't know, other than what the bus driver would complain about, basically, or, you know, say, "Oh, he was in a really, really bad mood and we don't know why." And I wouldn't know why either because I wasn't there. But within first few days, I found out that they were turning off the music. The music playing on the radio is one of my son's things. He wants to hear music on the radio when he's in a car, and they were turning it off. And I'm like, well, there you go. That's one of the reasons. And I knew that within one phone call in to AngelSense. Another thing that I found out relatively quickly was they were speeding quite a lot. AngelSense tracks car ride speed. I mean, we're talking 15 miles, 20 miles over the speed limit on local roads. which I was not thrilled about, and, showed them and said, that's the best thing about it. It's being on your phone. You can pull up the date and be like, you can't deny what the data is. You're speeding. You need to knock it off. You're driving my kid. I'll speed with my kid, not you. As I always joke. But that was a great, huge help. But the best thing with AngelSense really this year, we switched bus companies mid-year, and we had at that one point 2 different bus drivers, and one afternoon both companies showed up at the school and he was put on the wrong bus. And the second bus driver that should have gotten my son called me and said, hey, I'm at the school. They told me your kid's already on another bus. And for about 10 seconds, I had no idea where my son was until I had logic kicked in. I'm like, let me check where he is. And I was able within 5 minutes to know exactly where he was on the route. I called in, I listened, and I found out he was on the wrong bus, which bus it was, and he was coming home to me. And I knew that before the school did or both transportation companies did. If I didn't have AngelSense, it was still the longest 15 minutes of my life, but at least I knew pretty instantaneously exactly where he was before the school could even tell me where he was. So, my son just saw the bus and the bus driver he knew, and he said, hey, that's the one I'm going on. No one stopped him.
Yeah, it's really scary because they don't know. Some of them don't know. Some of these kids are just so not aware of danger, and that's what AngelSense is for, is to just keep an eye on them. So
it really did.
I'm really glad to hear that nothing happened. And
I know. I mean, I really got lucky. Yeah. And you hear these stories all the time on the news about children being left on the bus or being dropped off at the wrong bus stop or the wrong house, or a house where the parent, for whatever reason, didn't make it home in time. I don't even want to think about that, but it's a reality, and it kind of happened to us. And, a product like AngelSense it's saving kids' lives, period, point blank. It's not a case of just being a helicopter parent that just needs to know everything. We want to keep our kids safe. And that's what this does. So,
yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing that. It's really, it's crazy. So one of the other questions that I wanted to know, you've mentioned it a few times with the school bus monitoring, but what would you say is the biggest change as far as for you personally as a mom in the morning when you put him on the bus or when he's getting on the bus? What's your favorite, I don't know, what's different now in your house specifically? Has it made that much of an impact? Because I know for me it has, so I want to know for other people.
Absolutely. Definitely, for, like I said before, how he goes on this multi-stop trip. I feel a lot calmer on those days, even though I know he's stopping at 5 different places on any given day. I feel I know I'm with him when I'm not physically with him. And just even the practical side, like in the afternoon time, I can see, estimated time of arrival. He's going to be here in 5 minutes. I got to be at the door, That's so handy in itself. Getting notifications throughout the day of, oh, your child made it to this place, and okay, that's where they're at right now. I mean, it's just a sense of peace that you just know your eyes are there even when you're not. So that makes a huge difference. And anything that helps me out a little, mom stays calm, everybody stays calm. That's how I feel. So if it makes me feel calmer, it's good for everybody.
Happy mom, happy home. What's your favorite feature on the bus? Of all the features, so we have the speed, the listening in, the ETA, watching the route on the map. What's your favorite feature?
I definitely say probably the watching the route, just to see how fast they're going, what route they're taking. That was one thing I noticed. It was that, they were kind of going in a real roundabout way for coming home. Which, sometimes with my son, he's not too patient. He doesn't want to be on a long bus ride. He wants to get from point A to point B and be done with it. And I was able to see, oh, hey, you're taking this long way. Maybe if you try this highway, it'll be quicker. And it is, and it's working. And,
And
that's just, that was just one of those conversations I was able to have with his van driver. And they're like, oh, yeah, we tried it. It worked a lot better. So, I mean, that was just, there's really just nothing about it that isn't good. I mean, I was out to lunch the other day with my mom, actually. Hi, Mom. And, we had a notification. I just picked it up. And ladies, they went to lunch. They're there. And I just put the phone back down. I mean, just having those little notifications throughout the day.
Yeah.
It's like getting a check-in without having to be there. So that's just awesome. So, but the ETA is probably my second favorite because it get me my act together. Like, get to the front door, make sure you got your shoes on, that kind of a thing. I got 5 minutes to go to the bathroom before he comes. So
I know, I can do so much in those few minutes. You just know you have a little extra time. So it's really great. If it's another, any minute, every minute counts.
Yes, exactly.
So, there's a question from one of our watchers that's asking, how do you recommend attaching it to your child when he won't wear something like a belt or a watch? So if you could just go over again how your son wears his, and then I'll talk about the other options.
My son, during the winter time, I'll have it put him in his coat pocket or his pant pocket. It doesn't bother him. It doesn't take up much room. And when it's summertime, I tend to just put it in his backpack. I'll pin it into the front pocket of his backpack. And it does not, he's getting to the point now where he just gets it. Like he knows that's part of the routine in the morning of unplugging it and handing it to me. So, but pant pockets are the easiest, I would say. But boy, that vest idea sounds fantastic that you guys got.
It's really great. It's also, it's a compression shirt. So it has,
that's
tight, so they can't really take it off.
And it gives them sensory input when they're wearing it. That's awesome. So
exactly. I'm going to send you one.
Oh, that's cool.
They're really great. So I just wanted to address the other questions because some of the people that are wearing have sensory issues, and so what they do is they use the belt or the fabric sleeve, which the device sits in, and then the belt itself goes underneath clothing. So a lot of kids wear that. The fabric is made out of a very soft fabric, which is made out of drill. It's a cotton it's a cotton blend that has woven properties. It's very soft, and I wash it before I put it on them so that it's really soft. And everybody is individual with how they wear it. So we have lots of different ideas of how to wear it. We have a user group on Facebook for those of you who aren't users yet, and you can see people post things all the time about their ideas on how to get their kids to use it. We also have the 30-day trial period, which is really great for people that are just looking to see what it's all about and to try it out. So that's some good questions. Thank you for everyone who's asking questions. If I don't address your questions now, I'll go back and I'll answer them later. So thank you. You can keep asking. I know that you do a lot of local IEP training, and you recently did something in your town. You did like a blog, or there was like some tips.
Yeah, I just shared it with a magazine called New Jersey Family Magazine, and which is my six big tips. And you asked me to come up with my favorite, but I have a tied for two. One is I would tell people is to remember that school is not the enemy. I think it's very common. You see online people going on about, oh, I have an IEP meeting today, or I had a fight so hard. And it gets this image that it's always going to be a battle. And I even have to check myself with that, but I try to remind parents, would you really send your kid to the enemy? So don't walk in there with an attitude that it's going to be a big battle. It's going to be a fight. It's a team meeting. You're part of the team. So try to go in there with the most positive attitude that you can. And my second tip would always be ask the question why. Whenever they say this is what we're doing, ask why. Because Don't just accept everything at face value. Have them explain it to you. You're part of the team. You deserve to know why. Why is it only speech twice a week? Why is it only, these subjects on these days? And I just find that is the simplest question you can ask at an IEP meeting that gets all the information out on the table. So keep it simple.
That's great. It's really good advice. So I just want to add on to that because we have a lot of users that send their kids with their AngelSense to school. And one of the things that we developed was a school dashboard, which gives the school faculty and the staff the ability to access the AngelSense app in case a child is missing from school, if they get out or if they go hiding. Some kids just run around in the yard or run around in the schoolyard. So it's something that they're able to use at school. You give them access to, and we recommend that people add it to their IEP. So that's we want to work with the schools. We develop this specifically so that the schools can also be a part of it, and then everybody can work together to keep our children safe. So you can ask why at those meetings. So
absolutely. I think the first thing is a lot of parents have asked me about AngelSense is like, what did you do for the school? And I said, I literally sent them the website. I said, this is the website. I took your frequently asked questions section, emailed it to the teacher and said, my son is using this. Anything you want to know is probably on this page. If you need anything else, let me know. And that told them everything they needed to know. So I would definitely start with that. Just send that to your teaching staff and explain why you are using this device with your child. So.
Yeah, thanks. That's great. So we're actually almost done. I want to ask you one more question before we go. What is the one thing that you would like to tell other parents that are watching with regards to AngelSense, just as a final thing?
I just think that, as parents, we have a lot of stress in our lives, and I am all for trying to not so much lessen my stress, but try to be as organized as I can be with regards to my child. And this is helping me stay organized. So I'm not sitting here worried all day about what might be happening to my child with communication issues. I mean, during this whole time I've been talking with you guys, my phone is right here. If something was to occur, I'm going to get an instant notification. That is priceless. You cannot beat that. So I'm just so appreciative that there are companies like AngelSense that have the priority is keeping kids safe. And with autism, especially, elopement issues are scary, and they happen constantly. Anything that will help parents and families and children to stay safe, that's priceless to me.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Eileen, for joining us. And thanks to everyone who joined us today. I'm just going to go through if anybody has any other questions, we can maybe stay on just a minute and answer some questions. I'm looking through. We do have, someone mentioned that their school was concerned with privacy issues, and that is something that comes up a lot, and we specifically, like I said before, the school dashboard was developed for that. If there is a concern for privacy, we can disable our listening in device during school hours, and that's something that the school can have access to, and to set the hours. So it's only during those hours, and then if you make any changes to the schedule, the school gets notified. So they don't have to be looking at the app all the time or anything, but they do get a notification of any change. So it's definitely something to look into. If anybody has any other questions with regards to the school, it's really, you just contact us. We're all here to help. So we're really glad to just have everybody here today again. And Eileen, thank you so much. It's been really great. And continue on with your day in a nice way, and I'm going to go get my coffee. can't live without it. So.
No. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for talking with us.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.